Hello and good morning. Joyce Edison here with the Wisp. This is Release a show, and I'm so excited to be bringing today's topic. And we're going to be talking about not giving up. You know, you hear a lot of talk about resilience, and you hear a lot of talk about, grit. And sometimes you're like, well, what does it take and how does it work? So today I want to talk a little bit about that because if you're going through something tough, you're going through a difficult situation, and all of us are going to go through a challenging time in our life. There isn't anyone who is going to have life going well for them all the time. There used to be a time where we thought, oh, it's just me. I'm the only one who's having things difficult with me. But you know what? That has changed. I think we're more aware now and we can see, even though we are more bombarded with social media where we sometimes go on and look and we see other people's lives happy and we think, oh, look how happy they are. Why can't I be happy? But don't forget, social media is supposed to be a snapshot in the highlight of your life. So nobody wants to go on there and see you crying and being miserable. They want to see you in the happy, good times and the highlights of your life. So that's what people are looking for. So naturally, when we see those, we have to be careful about the interpretation we're putting on them. So we can see those things and look at them and say, oh, they're gone on vacation. I haven't been on a vacation for a long time. Or, they're doing so well. They're out eating. I can't afford to go out to eat. Or look at the beautiful dress. Or they had a photo shoot. Or, just everything that people are sharing online is they're sharing the highlights. You don't see what's happening behind the scene. What happened before they put on that pretty dress? They had the photo shoot. Did they have a fight with their husband? Did they, were they crying before? We don't know. So we make assumptions. So when we talk about, and I teach about resilience, and lots of times the focus of the resilience work that I do is in our mind, resilience of your mind. Because if your mind is resilient, then you can actually be resilient in other areas of your life. But resilience of the mind is the most, I think, the key, because that's where it starts. That's really the foundation. Everything starts with a thought. So if you find yourself in a place where you're going through a difficult situation, so a friend of mine is going through a difficult situation, she's trying to get a job, and she's facing some obstacles, and she's been making phone calls, and she's been really trying, and I really commend her for being so industrious and taking such initiative. And sometimes when she tells me some of the things that she's doing, I'm so happy for her because she is doing all the right things. But the process that she is in, her situation is, there are some specific issues that have to be cleared up before she can move forward. And so, she thought she would have overcome it yesterday. And then, she went and she found out that, there's still more stuff that needs to be done. And she had a positive spirit. And I call that mental resilience, because the mental resilience is going to be something you find that will be consistent if you adopt that particular trait in yourself. It's easy to tell yourself, why bother? It's never going to work out. I am just fooling myself. So when you have those thoughts, when they come into your mind, now don't forget what we do with the Wiz. This is the model, is that we identify the feelings. So what are you feeling? We're going to go back and ask yourself what you're feeling. What are you feeling? And when you understand what you're feeling, am I feeling sad? Am I feeling happy? Am I feeling uncertain? Then we uncover, okay, what thoughts am I holding on to that's causing me to have this feeling? Because without thoughts, there wouldn't be feelings. Feelings come, there wouldn't be emotional feelings. You would still feel pain, but without thoughts, you wouldn't feel that emotional pain. So the thoughts we have, the thoughts about ourselves and our ability and our future success and whether we're going to, because life is about goals. And someone say, oh, is it always about being successful? Life is about goal. If you don't have goals in your life, then your life is meaningless. Your life has no purpose. So when you wake up in the morning, your goal could be, I'm going to take deep breaths today. Today is another day that I'm going to breathe properly, right? It doesn't matter where you are on the planet and what you're facing. You need to have a goal for your life. Otherwise, life is meaningless. So if you are engaged in life, you then have goals. So your goal may be to go to school. Your goal may be to graduate. Your goal may be to enter a particular profession. Your goal may be to move to the next level in your job, in your career, to get a promotion, to secure a permanent position, to secure a promotion, whatever it is you're looking for, to be able to do your job well, right? Yes, that is a goal, to excel at your job, having that as a goal, right? To be seen as a reliable person, that could be a goal. So all of these are goals that you have in your life. And it could be having a good relationship with your spouse, a good relationship with your children, a good relationship with parents or sibling or your neighbors or at work with your coworkers. Whatever it is, it's maybe being more active in your church, being more part of your community, reaching out, volunteering in your community. Whatever your goals are, they should be meaningful to you, and you're always going to have thoughts that will tell you, why bother? Well, nobody else is doing it. Why should I do that? This is too much work. It's too hard. I will never do it. And that's the purpose of these thoughts. They will come into your mind. But what do you dwell on? What resonates with you? What do you pay attention to? And what thoughts are you letting grow in your bucket? Remember earlier when we look at the model, thoughts are like raindrops, right? Your thoughts will come like raindrops. They just fall from the sky. We don't know where they come from. They just fall. But until you have a bucket and you put it out there to catch the rainwater, the rain will fall on the ground, in the earth, and wash away, and then the sun will come out, right? But if you have a pail, you have a bucket, and you put it out in the rain, it's going to start collecting rainwater. That's the same as your belief system. So if you have a belief system, when the thoughts fall like rain, it's going to start catch. It will catch the thoughts that aligns with the belief system. So for instance, if my bucket is in Winnipeg where I live, and rain is falling in Dominica, where I was born in the Caribbean, and I put my bucket out in Winnipeg, it won't catch the rain because it's not aligned. It's not in the same place. They just doesn't work. It's the same with your thoughts. So if thoughts come into your mind that your bucket is not aligned, meaning your belief system doesn't recognize them, doesn't jibe with it, those thoughts will go away. But the moment you start adopting a belief system, then the thoughts will pile into your bucket. The thoughts that are relating to that. Just like if rain is falling in Winnipeg and it's falling in front of my office door or right in my area, this part of Winnipeg, and I set my bucket out in this spot, then I will collect. But if it's falling in another part of the city and I move and I have my bucket here, it won't collect. So it's not aligned. It's not in sync. It's the same with your belief system. So if the thoughts come in and the belief system does not align with those thoughts, they will pass. You won't have them. You won't collect them. They won't grow. They won't take root in your mind. They won't become part of your thought process. They won't generate actions. You won't take actions that's relating to those thoughts. But when you start to harbor thoughts, you need to ask yourself, where's the belief system? And then when you figure out, so what do I believe that's making this possible? So we started out talking about being resilient. And in order for you to be resilient and reach your goal, which is whatever it is you're doing, it could be a health goal, it could be losing weight, it could be any of those. In order for you to be resilient and to move forward. So resilient means that you're able to bounce back. It means that you will encounter challenges on the way to reach your goal. You will encounter obstacles on the way to reaching your goal. Things will happen. But resilience means that you're going to bounce back. You're going to pick yourself up and you're going to dust yourself off and you're going to get back in line. So if you're planning to lose 100 pounds and you fall off the wagon and you start eating bad or not exercising or doing things or dwelling with negative thoughts that will come in and say, you can't do it, you're going to be that way for the rest of your life, give up, forget about it. And you have a belief system that says, maybe that is true. Maybe I should just give up. So those thoughts are going to grow strong enough that you will take an action, which is stop doing the things that you're supposed to do. That would help you lose weight, like eating less, moving more, staying away from the high calorie foods. So those things are the actions that you will take to reach your goal. But when you fall off the wagon, meaning you stop taking the action that you're supposed to take, and you start doing things that are counter to your goal, resilience means that when the thought comes that, what am I doing? I'm sabotaging myself. Why am I not doing the things I'm supposed to do? I am going to start over. That's resilience. It means that you're starting over. And you're saying, I am going to take action. Resilience means that you're now bouncing back and you're going back and you're going to be consistent and you're going to take the right steps and you're going to go. And every time you fall, you're going to pick yourself up, you're going to dust yourself off, and you're going to go back to take the action that is going to be conducive to the goal that you've set for yourself and the results that you've imagined and you visualize and you see. So part of the process of developing that mental resilience is having the right thoughts in your mind. So sometimes the right thoughts may be something that you have to actually cultivate for yourself. It may be something that you have to do or say or something that you need to start doing differently for yourself that will help you to cultivate resilience. This may mean actually changing what you do, changing where you look, changing your visualization, changing your affirmations, changing out what you do so you can have the results you want. Sometimes we have to train our thoughts. We have to train ourselves to have the right thoughts. And that's mental resilience. It's by saying, I will no longer think that thought. When that thought comes to your mind, you say, I am not going to think that thought. I am not going to let that thought have roots in my mind. I am not going to let it start to grow root in my bucket. Because that bucket, it's going to create a new belief system. It's going to expand the current belief system and make it bigger, make it more established, more profound in your life. And you find that you're starting to take actions that are bigger and bolder because of the thoughts you're holding. So recognizing the belief system that you have that's saying it is possible, it might be possible, what if, and saying I'm going to reinforce the belief system that it is possible for me. I can do this. I can reach this goal. I can have this reality. I can bring that into my life. I can meet the right people. I can have the right conversation. I can get together with the right team. And so by doing that consistently, by doing that over and over again, you're going to find that you're going to be at a place where you are attracting the right thoughts. And this is the whole goal of getting mental resilience, building mental resilience. So if you're looking for more help on building mental resilience, this is something to think about. Start writing down those thoughts and looking at the goals that you've set for yourself and where you're falling off the wagon. What are you not doing? What do you do? And start being resilient, because that is the only way that you can actually achieve your personal, your financial, your physical, your spiritual goals. And this is the model I use with my clients when we work under that whole WIS process and looking at the WIS dis-ease, because when we don't reach our goal, we start to have this ease set into our mind, a sense of disquiet and unsettlement. And we're at a place where we are feeling guilty, we're feeling like a failure, and that is going to set in, and we're going to be not who we are. We're going to lose our brilliance, and we're not going to show up the way we are, because that is going to sit on our conscience. So as we move away from this ease in our mind and build more mental resilience, we need to go back and look at, where have I not kept my promise to myself? And where do I need to be more resilient? What do I need to do differently to show up the way I want to get the results that I need to? And where do I get help? If you're looking for support to be more resilient and to reduce the dis-ease in your life and in your work, check out our website at interpersonalwellness.com. This is Joyce Edison, and thank you for joining. Don't forget to share if you enjoy this podcast. Share with friends and family, share in social media, and let us know how this is. Let me know how this is helping you and what else you want me to talk about, because I'm going through from A to Z, looking at ways we can release dis-ease in our body and in our mind and be more mental resilient so we can live in our brilliance. Take care, be well, and look out for my coaching sessions coming up in August. Starting August 1st, you're going to be able to access coaching with me throughout the month of August as I celebrate my birthday. And this will be a great time for you to access coaching with me. I do have some free group sessions that I will offer throughout the month. And then I'm making some other sessions available, paid sessions at a really affordable rate. So everyone will be able to join us to release some dis-ease in their work and in their life. Take care and be well. Do all you can to work well, live well, and play well. Bye now.